Ugh. Paused for a minute before pushing go live and said, didn't say, nothing was audible. It's all quiet. Thought, yeah. Is there sleep in my eyes? Am I ready to go? Does my throat hurt? Did I get enough sleep last night? What the hell am I going to talk about today? Do I need a lid for my coffee? Is my water cold enough? And honestly, I don't think it is. I don't think it is. Maybe that's what's throwing off my vibe. Maybe I'm going to go get another water. Hold on, hang with me. What a horrible start to my show. I'm leaving first thing. I'm still here, though, folks. I am still here, though, folks. Let's just do this. Let's just do this. I'm coming back. I so apologize. And I don't know if it's going to be any colder, but it's at least going to be fresh. You know, that water I was drinking was sitting on my bedside all night, at my bedside, and occasionally I'll wake up during the night and roll over and take a swig. And, I don't know. I just didn't feel it was fresh. I felt all the little dust particles from all the evening had fallen into my water cup. I did not want to drink a warm water that had been sitting on my bedstand all night with millions and jillions of little dust particles trickling down into the water. Does that make sense? Do you guys know what I'm talking about? I hope that you do. I think that you might. Good morning, Julie Flanagan. Good morning, Jojo and Melanie and Red and Pete and Lily, Julie, Zulch, Marcus. Somebody said it didn't make sense. Somebody said it doesn't make sense. I don't know. You got a drink sitting out all night? You know, there's millions of little dust particles floating around your room, and bacteria and various things falling into the water. Oh, Pete, there's no doubt I'm overthinking the dust. But without overthinking, you know, what would this show be about? What would I talk about? This show is just a stream, an endless stream of me overthinking. But anyway, good morning to you. My name is Ken Tracy. Got a little earache today. Still kind of is ringing. A little soreness in this area. Maybe haven't got enough sleep, although I did get some good sleep last night. Anyway, my name is Ken Tracy, and this is Coffee with Ken. It is Sunday morning. It is 7:15 a.m. It is October 20th. Happy Sunday to you. This is a little show I've been doing for a long, long time. It's a show about me talking, fidgeting, overthinking, scratching my wrist, complaining that my ear's a little sore, moaning and groaning about the sleep or lack thereof that I got the night before, the bags under my eyes, the changing leaves on the tree outside, the rising sun, my faith that rises and falls with the... I mean, it doesn't really rise and fall, but I certainly question my faith from time to time. My financial status, which has had a lot of highs and lows, it's kind of hanging down there, down near the lower end of the rung, and has been for longer than I like. And yeah, it's basically a show about me talking. But for those that have been watching a while, and here's the big excitement. Here's what you all tune in for. I know it. I think 13 of you tune in for. It's a show about me sharing my love of coffee. And with that in mind, I got a nice hot cup of coffee in front of me. And I am so excited to take my first sip at this late hour for me on this Sunday morning. And my only hope, and really, I don't have much brainwaves going on right now. If you took a EKG or whatever they uh, do of your brain activity, mine's pretty flatlining. And I only have one hope. So the flat line goes whoop, and that's my one hope. My one hope is that wherever you are and whatever you're doing, you got a hot cup of coffee in front of you as well. Cheers to us. It's the pumpkin spice. I'd gone without my pumpkin spice. Hold on. Oh, the previous couple weeks, it was a hard couple weeks, and I bought various store brands and various flavors. Searching, searching. Dara says, very nice. Yes, the pumpkin spice indeed is very nice. But I was searching not only for the Starbucks pumpkin spice that I so crave, but to not horrifically overpay for it. Oh, and the other day while in the grocery store, because the last couple of weeks I'd gone in and it was like $12.99 a bag. I go, oh, it's a bad deal. As delicious as it might be, and as much as I'm tempted to buy it, I don't want to start my day drinking a horrid deal of coffee. So the other day, I saw an end cap at this grocery store with a bunch of Starbucks flavors in it. And it was like, buy one, you buy two, and they're like $11.99 or $12.99 or something. But they were basically half price. I was very excited, so I gobbled up two bags. I noticed something. It wasn't only the pumpkin spice that was in this end cap. There was some, I think it's the peppermint mocha and the Christmas bag flavors coffee. And there was a red and green bag of Starbucks that was for holiday blend or something like that. And it made me go, holy smokes, they're coming out with the Christmas coffees. Where'd summer go? But I was tempted to buy some of the peppermint mocha coffee because I know I'd enjoyed it last year. But I'm not ready to give up on fall or 2024 or even 1986 and 95 and 2002 and 2014. And here we are, 2024 plowing towards 2025. Ready or not, here it comes. Here it comes. Taiwan, thank you so much for following the Live Creator. I've been doing the show for about 5.5 years, and it started when I was living in a dark apartment. I've moved probably 5-6 times since then. And reinvigorated my career as a realtor and hauled the woman of my dreams back in, reeled her back in. I'll go like this way. Married her, had 2 kids with her, divorced her, tried to reconcile. And I kind of, sometimes in life things go full circle. And I've learned over the journey of the last 5.5 years that if you have a different appreciation for where you're at and what you're doing, and you have some gratitude, where I'm at now, which honestly isn't an extended stay in Naperville, Illinois, is far less nice than the original dark apartment where this show started. I think I have more appreciation for the roof over my head right now than I did when I started the show. And I have more appreciation for the time and my mental health and my contribution to the world and who I am, and a better understanding of the world in the last 5.5 years. And I think in a lot of ways it's not, what you have, but it's how you feel about what you have. And I'm more thankful for what I have now, even though, let me tell you, I have far less. I value what I have a lot more, and the little things in life. And one of the little things in life is this hot cup of coffee. So I'm going to take another sip. Oh, but it is Sunday morning. Oh, it is Sunday morning. It was difficult getting out of bed. Woke up a couple times during the night as I usually do, and popped on some positive affirmations that kind of end in this drifty, dreamy music at the end, and woke up, 40 minutes ago, and was just listening to the music go. I had some anxious feelings and some negative feelings. Oh, yes, I did. But I kind of just laid there and let them wallow around me. A lot of times I'll hop up out of bed going, okay, well, let's run from these anxious feelings or these worries or these fears. And let's go to church or go to the gym or go to the coffee shop or get out of bed or make the bed or get the coffee started or just kind of feel like I'm rushing around. But this morning I did not want to rush. And as I laid there, I go, anxious, worrisome feelings. Yeah. I'm used to you. This is nothing new. I'm not even going to fret you guys. I'm going to just let me have them and chill out and listen to my mellow music while having these anxious feelings going, go to church. You're going to go to church. Do you have time to go to church? How are you going to pay your bills? When did you see your kids? All the crazy stuff that goes through my mind. It might go through your mind as well. Good morning from Tennessee, Joanna, or Joanna, or Jonna. Not sure how you pronounce it, but I'm doing my best. So, rather than run from my anxious feelings, I thought I'd just kind of hang out and go slow and not worry about when my coffee show started or whether I was going to make it to the 9 o'clock service today for church or was going to make it to church at all or was going to go to the gym or go to the coffee shop or even get out of bed. And it felt kind of nice. It felt kind of nice. I think a lot of times I'm running from things. And I used to run to a bottle of Heineken or 10 bottles of Heineken every day. And now I replace that with what I'd consider good habits, like going to church, going to the gym, and going to work or whatever, going to the coffee shop, editing videos or what have you. But maybe there's a point where I'm still running a little bit, and maybe today, or at least this morning, or at least the half an hour in bed was a time to not run and just chill out and relax. And that's what I did, and it felt really good. Part of me wonders, am I going to leave my room? Am I going to leave my room? I know I'm going to leave my room later today. I work as a waiter here in Naperville, Illinois. And I worked last night, and I worked till about 10:30, and got home, was really tired, and I think I tried to edit some videos when I got home, but I started drifting off to sleep, and had a good night of work. I was only there, 5.5 hours, but I was there in very productive hours, and it felt good. I struggle, again, as a guy that runs from maybe his feelings and, commitment, and all sorts of things. Hugh used to be a marathon runner, is used to running. I struggle at a restaurant when it's really slow. And over the last couple of weeks, I've worked some shifts where it's been slower than I'd like, or at least long periods of slowness. And I'm sitting there just standing, waiting for activity or waiting for a table or waiting to clean some glassware or roll some silverware or something. And not only is it challenging, because I know when you have a slow restaurant as a waiter, you're probably not going to make as much. You're not going to make as much. Again, I get frustrated and anxious and feel like I should be productive and doing something and not happy just kind of being in my own thoughts sometimes. Not to mention, you're not making any money if you don't have any customers. But last night I got in, and I got in at 5 and worked till 10:30 or whatever. And almost the whole time, the first 3 hours, I was pretty slammed and was getting more tables than I thought I could handle. But I took a couple deep breaths and realized it'll be okay, and don't panic, and do your best and keep going and keep coming up to the tables and keep them posted if something's slow or if you screwed up something and forgot to enter their French fries or whatever. And just do your best and be the best you can. And the night unfolded, did extremely well. Almost think somebody made a mistake. Almost think somebody made a mistake. It was one of my best shifts at this restaurant, period. Like number 2, I think, in terms of money. I hate to break it down in terms of money, and I did it in like 5 hours. I was looking around and I remembered a couple tables gave me low tips or whatever. Couple tables did. And I'm going, how did this happen? How did my tip total add up to such a ridiculously large amount? And I'm still not totally sure. But I am thankful. I'm thankful. So anyway, I think things happen for a reason, and it was nice going in and having a really productive shift and having a lot of nice customers and a lot of good experiences. And I had one of my good friends show up near the end with his girlfriend, and they sat at the bar as I kind of finished out my shift, and he had a couple glasses of wine, and she had a drink or two as well. And I kind of talked to him as I was wrapping up my shift and closing out my last couple tables. And it was just a nice way to end up the evening for a bunch of reasons: productivity, financially, and relationshiply, because my buddy was there as well. So I'm going to sip a little more coffee. Somebody's asking what restaurant. I have never said what restaurant I work at on this social media channel. I did. I mean, I've said what restaurant before. I wasn't a waiter all my life. I fall back on waiting tables as needed. For anybody out there, I tell you, there's a lot of things young kids should do, but working as a waiter wouldn't be a bad thing to do for a period, right out of college even. Right out of college. I mean, sure, there's other things they could do. They could go start their real career. But right out of college, if everyone worked for 6 months as a waiter, that way they'd have that skill set and that confidence in their back pocket for any time later in life that they're between jobs, or they get laid off, or that they get divorced, or they run into a financial hiccup. They could go, hey, remember that time in 2024, right after I graduated college, I worked for 6 months at whatever restaurant and made a surprising amount of money, was a little stressful, was a little hustly, was a little late night, but made some decent money. That way, when anything came across, any challenges came across their plate later in life, they could fall back on that ability or that confidence or that experience and break it out again. Because it's a nice, I don't know if I want to call it a skill, experience, something to tell a future employer that you've done before, confidence that you can do it and know how it roughly works. because for me, I first did it in college. I had a job in college and worked at a high-end restaurant. It's ridiculous. I was 21 and I had a full head of blonde hair, and we were in charge of. We had a flame cart, and we'd bring out a cart and cook like steak Diane and cherry jubilee and various other dishes right in front of them. And I can't imagine doing that. I can't imagine doing that. You know, we actually poured like oil in the thing and went, slid it out, and the flame went up. Like we were chefs, but we were 21-year-olds. I've always been a bit of a pyromaniac, so you know I enjoyed that. Sean Simmons, thank you so much for following the live creator. And Notre Dame 2024, good morning to you. And Robin, thank you so much for sharing the live. We're having a very generous audience of kind of quiet, which I appreciate sometimes, but still participatory. User said was going to come eat and tip good, Naperville area. Well, User, you're just going to have to go from restaurant to restaurant looking for me tonight, because I'm still not going to tell you, despite the huge draw that it would be having you come in and sit in my section and tip me good. Yeah, I don't want to do that. Sean says his dog just caught him eating Ben & Jerry's. Did the dog kind of go in a dog sort of way and look at you and go, Dad, is any of that for me? And you're going, no, dog, it's chocolate ice cream or Moose Tracks. There's a lot of chocolate in there. It's not good for you, but it's wonderful for me. I wonder if chocolate's really so bad for dogs, or is it bad for all of us? Does it give the dog diarrhea? Has a dog ever died from chocolate? Because they say that. And I almost think it was just some human that made that up that didn't want to share any of his chocolate with the dog. Maybe. Good morning, Will Bill Chill. Thank you for hopping on today. I'm running a little low on coffee. What do you guys think about that? Do I really want to know? Yeah. I mean, I don't need you to Google it. I'm just wondering. Do I really want to know? I'll be okay either way, Elizabeth. But I was kind of curious. Sean Simmons says that improv was pretty funny. Okay. All right. Elizabeth says her dog ate 18 king-size candy bars. And what happened, Elizabeth? The entire audience of 32 people that's watching right now is sitting on the edge of their seat. Your dog ate 18 king-size candy bars. What type of candy bars, Elizabeth? We need more specifics. Were they Hershey's chocolate? Were they Three Musketeers Butterfingers? She freaked out and she called the vet. And what did the vet tell you? And what happened to your dog, Elizabeth? Actually, I'm going to go get some coffee while Elizabeth types out her story of what happened. I'm guessing some serious diarrhea was the worst thing that happened to the dog. Anybody else want to take some guess while Elizabeth clues us in? I'm coming back. I am coming back. Elizabeth, I hope you told me what happened to your dog. You freaked out. It was only milk chocolate. Okay, you got us all on the edge of our seat. Don't leave us hanging. Will Bill says he's not sharing any chocolate with any dog. Yeah, I mean, chocolate's too good. Dogs eat dog food. Who knows what's in that? Chicken, they say. Probably not the best parts of the chicken. Sean Simmons says, I'm still standing. Dylan loves chocolate. Elizabeth, you still haven't told us what happened to the dog. 18, I think I've eaten 18 king size. I think anytime my kids come back from Halloween, I'm a little bit of a, would I try eating, okay, totally fine, but went to the bathroom and threw up all over every room of the house. Yeah, that's kind of what I would expect. That is kind of what I would expect. And just for the record, anybody that's not reading the comments and is watching this video at a later time, Elizabeth didn't actually say the dog went to the bathroom and threw up all over the house. She chose a different word. She chose to use a different word. So you can let your mind run wild as to what word Elizabeth used. Will Bill says he thinks dog food is so gross. Or would I try eating dog food on a dare? Well, I'm pretty confident I've had a bite of a dog biscuit sometime during my day, one of those little fake looking bone things. I believe I've taken a bite out of one on a dare. So yeah, and you think dog food is so gross, Will Bill? Well, I don't think it's so gross. I mean, it's not meant for human consumption. So, I mean, but I mean, it's dog food. Why am I in a hotel? Oh, the stories I could tell about that. The stories I could tell about that. It's not exactly a hotel. Let me have a little sip of coffee and think of how deeply I want to go into why I am in the room I'm in. Spencer throws a little wisdom. You don't want to get the dog food made overseas usually. Made in USA and best quality you can. Huh. Dog food can range a lot in price. Why am I in a hotel? I'm in an extended stay. I'm twice divorced. I talked about waiting tables earlier on in my show. And I got divorced about 2 years ago, about the same time I left my real estate career and didn't know what I was going to do. I'd been a realtor a long, long time. And I think a lot of realtors stay in the business because they don't know what the heck they're going to do that could possibly pay them big chunks of money every couple months and not have to punch a clock. So they stay in it longer than they maybe want to or should or whatever. And I did. But I knew I kind of wanted to get out and got out for a variety of reasons, none of which I'm going to share on this show today. Just about 2 years ago now. And recently divorced. I needed a job. I worked at a super Target, stocking shelves. And learned pretty quickly that the starting pay at the super Target here in Warrenville, Illinois, wasn't going to cut it. So I put together a resume, was sending out resumes, didn't know what to do, didn't have a job, didn't have another source of income, felt like I was drowning, if you will, and was having a really hard time paying child support and keeping a roof over my head. And back in the spring, somebody sent me somebody sent me a link to a company that runs the business operations at various national parks. And I got on and looked up Yellowstone, and there was a waiting job or a server job that they were hiring for out in Yellowstone for the summer. And I go, hey, I've waited tables before. I was 55 at the time. I'm not as young as I used to be, but I like to think I'm in pretty good shape. I don't know that I can still do it. But this job was offering room and board for $500 a month while you waited tables in Yellowstone. So I'm going, I am struggling paying my financial responsibilities, a.k.a. child support, while keeping a roof over my head. I don't know what to do. I would need to make a lot of money here in the western suburbs to, A, rent a home or buy a home and cover my financial responsibilities. But there's a job offer out in Yellowstone where I'd get to live in a national park in one of the most beautiful places in the world and do a job that I've done before and that I'm okay at or fairly good at, and make some money. So I packed up my scooter. Yes, I ride a Suzuki Bergman 400 and rode across the country and had an amazing trip and worked there for 2 months and made a good amount of money and realized I was pretty good at and kind of enjoyed the job, actually interacting with people on a daily basis. I really enjoy it. But miss so much about the Chicago area, my friends, my family, my children, the Starbucks stores, and felt somewhat out of place in Yellowstone and a little lonely. And packed up my scooter, rode back across the country. Let me tell you, you ride across the country on a scooter, it's an adventure, even if it's a big scooter. I mean, riding out was scarier than riding back. And riding through Nebraska and Iowa and Wyoming on windy days was pretty scary. In Wyoming, the temperature was dropping quickly and it was getting cold in May. But riding back across the entire state of Montana, I will tell you what, not many people live out there. And where I'm from, Illinois, in the Midwest, even when you're going through the emptiness of the middle of the state or the farmland, every mile or so there's a little house with a farm. Montana, I tell you, you can sit on your scooter and ride and see nothing but vast rolling gentle hills and go, I wonder 3 miles down when I get to the horizon and cross that hill, what's coming next? I'll tell you what's coming next is more emptiness. I have no idea how the people that were heading west in 100 or 200 years ago did it. How Lewis and Clark did it. Because this is a big country. You don't know if it's ever going to end, and I was riding on a motorized vehicle. Will Bill said it'd be fun with a group, but scary by yourself. It was scary, but it was super cool. It was super cool going by myself. That's a memory I'm going to cherish for the rest of my life. Did I invest in real estate? No, I've only owned one home before, which is ridiculous because I was a realtor 17 years. I don't know. Will Bill says, I think I'm very resourceful. I appreciate that. Teddy Kizzy asks, how much money do you think you would need to put away and not have to worry about work and stuff? Well, first of all, I don't know. I mean, I worry about work a little bit, but I don't worry too much about work. I mean, I do. I mean, I went on an interview 2 days ago and I'm working today. I'm not worried about it. You mean the money side? How much money would I need? $5 million. Throw out $5 million. I'm sure I could get by with less, but with $5 million, I could set aside big chunks of money for all 4 of my kids, or chunks of money at least, so they'd be taken care of, and could live on Ben and Jerry's ice cream, probably the Cherry Garcia, and get fat on a beach and drizzling milk chocolate king-size candy bars all over my half-naked body under the sun. How do I find gas stations in Montana? Well, you stop. I mean, I was on roads. Actually, sometimes I wasn't even on roads. Sometimes I was on these rocky paths, which was ridiculous. But I was generally on roads or 2-lane highways, and every 30 miles or so, there'd be a tiny town with a gas station or something. And you'd hope that that tiny town still existed and that the gas station was open. And there'd be times when I got under half a tank when I'd start getting nervous. But I pretty much stopped for gas every time I could. My Suzuki Bergman has about a 2.5 gallon tank, so it could get probably 150 miles to the tank. So I'd stop pretty much every time I could. And yeah. Ryder Grob followed the live creator. Thank you so much, Ryder Grob. Stock options have been good for me. Takes very little money to get started, less than $500. Yeah. Do you think interest rates will reach 10%? I'm worried about the economy, I'll say that. I mean, I think weird things are going on. I think it's harder and harder to support a family and keep a roof over your head and pay your bills. And I'm guessing history books are going to look back on this period in a weird way, and there's going to be something noteworthy about this. I'm old. I was born in '68. The '70s were a period of tough economy and rising interest rates that'll always be kind of noteworthy. And I think something still hasn't been resolved from us shutting down the world in 2020, 2021, and 2022. Yes, we've seen more inflation. Yes, the economic experts who don't know a damn thing, let me promise you, that come on CNBC are saying, hey, it looks like we're going to have a soft landing. I don't believe in soft landings. I believe we stuck a wrench into the system of capitalism and free markets in this country 3 and 4 years ago and shut it off and existed on the teat of the federal government sending us checks because they didn't let us leave the house. And I believe there is a price to pay for that we haven't seen. And, yeah. Thanks says, with Twitter and social media, you can find easy plays and options can easily multiply your money. Oh, I'm trying to ignore you. Thanks, DA. But you're sucking me in. You're sucking me into engaging in a conversation. I have more and more traders hopping on my account every day because I reveal the time in my life when I was trading and I made a ton of money and I thought I was brilliant. And you could easily double your money. And you can find these plays on social media and Twitter. And it makes me chuckle that you think that. How easy it is to make money in the stock market, trading options. Yeah, you hit once big, but you hit once big. That doesn't mean it's easy or that you're going to hit again or that you're not going to lose all your money next week. You know, I sat at a blackjack table and won $36,000. Doesn't mean I'd recommend going to a blackjack table. Yeah. It was fun. But the casino got it back. And the stock market usually gets it back. Because I really think the only way... And I saw a guy on a video who was smart. He was bald. Maybe we bald men tend to be smart. See, none of the guys that come on, the experts that come on, know a dang thing. They know how to talk about the market and they know how to talk about soft landings and supply and demand and rising interest rates and, you know, all sorts of things. They know how to sound smart, but they can't pick a stock that's going up at all. At all. Which only leads me to the belief that, and honestly, I was going to say that nobody can. But given the knowledge that those guys don't know a damn thing about which way a stock's going, I think does give the average trader an opportunity. Does give the average trader an opportunity. But it's because you can almost play off the foolishness with which the experts come on and have some sway on the markets. And yeah. What's my favorite coffee? Well, I'm drinking the Starbucks pumpkin spice today, and I'm loving the crud out of it. And I had 4 different types of coffee on my counter, and I chose to make the pumpkin spice. Happy Sunday to me. Hey, you there, Texas? It's Joe Time says they agree. They won 25 grand one day, but people didn't know I was playing for $1 million. Gave it all back. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if you're talking about blackjack or the market. What makes your take more reliable than the so-called experts? So-called experts. Nothing. Do with it what you will. Do with it what you will. Somebody asked me what makes my take on the markets. Only that I know nothing. Only that I know nothing. Except the experts know nothing. I know the experts know nothing. That's what I know. So you do with that information what you will. That they know nothing. That Ken says the experts on the market know nothing. And I'll bet I have more experience than most of them. You know, it's one thing because you're young and you're 23 and there's some 50-year-old graybeard talking and you think, oh, he's been in the markets a long time. He's got a book. You know what it means to have a book? It means you're, I don't know, good at writing. Do I ever watch Dr. Phil? No. I don't know that I've ever watched an entire Dr. Phil. I'm pretty sure I've never watched an entire Dr. Phil. I've seen him occasionally in clips talking to somebody, but I don't know. I never said, oh, Dr. Phil's on. Let's tune in. Oh, let's see. And can you make money with stock going up and down? I don't know. You certainly can make money with stocks going up and down. But I'll tell you what, the more people that come out and talk about how great of an opportunity, I'll tell you what, all you people that are saying how easy the market is, the market has done nothing but go up for about 4 years straight. Every day. You know, not every day, but 4 out of 5 days. And I will tell you what, nothing makes traders feel smarter than a raging bull market. And we've rarely seen this type of market. And I don't have an idea. Maybe it'll double. Maybe it'll double. Who knows? But I tune in to CNBC every couple days. And every day NVIDIA's at a new high. And Facebook's at a new high. And you know, a bunch of different companies are at new highs, and the Dow's at a new high, and the NASDAQ's at a new high. And I have traders hopping on my show saying, oh, it's easy. You should get back into trading. Good luck. It's Joe Time says there's something peaceful about the way I live life. I enjoy listening to my stories. Well, I appreciate it. Do traders think you are gullible? That's why they come on your show? I don't know. No, I think they're so believing that it's easy. Like the Thanks guy, he keeps saying it's not easy, but his solution is long calls, week out, few weeks out, month out. Yeah, it's great to be long calls when the market goes up every day. One day it won't, and then those long calls will go to zero. And you'll have a little bit of money set aside and you'll go, oh, this is a great buying opportunity, or I'll buy them even cheaper. And then it'll go down again. And you're going to go, holy smokes, who knew? The market could go down 2 days in a row or 2 weeks in a row or 2 months in a row or down 10% or down 30%. I know what buying puts means. Yes, you can. But buying puts and calls and options is gambling. For anybody that doesn't know, you can buy an asset. You can buy gold, you can buy a stock, you can buy, a bunch of different assets. Or you can totally gamble on the movement of those assets, and it's called buying options. They're buying puts or buying calls. And when you buy a put, you're betting, and it's a bet because you are betting that the asset that is going to go down. And when you buy a call, you are betting that it goes up in a certain period of time. And you can bet and leverage your money and take a huge gamble. And if you're right, you make a ton of money. 2 years ago, I was right. There was a company that most of you probably know by the name of Peloton. They make stationary bikes, and everybody in the country couldn't get into their gym because the world was shut down, and everyone was buying Peloton bikes for their home and seeing these beautiful people on commercials pedaling their little butts away and getting prettier and thinner and sexier and looking like they're having fun. So everybody that ever thought about buying exercise equipment bought a bike during the time when the market was shut down. And Peloton was trading at 140. And I said, wow, this is the dumbest thing in the world. This is, exercise is hard. Not everybody's going to keep buying these bikes. This stock's doomed to go down. So I bought a ton of puts on it, betting that it would go down. And it did go down. It went from 147 to like 3. I don't know where it's trading today, but it went into the low single digits. Did I make money? No. Because as I said earlier, when you buy options, you're placing a bet, and you only have a certain amount of time for that bet to be realized. And although Peloton did go from 140 to 3, I was tremendously right on price movement. My timing wasn't, and it didn't go down quick enough, and I lost all my money. And yeah, what has the S&P done since then? It's gone straight up. Somebody followed the live creator. Thank you so much. Maybe my niche should be market talk. Maybe my niche. I've been doing mental health, sobriety. I wonder if I could do a market talk show. I mean, I don't know that it would be fulfilling for me. I like to think I'm making a difference. I like to think I'm making a difference. Well, somebody said I seem pretty educated in it. I'd say I'm pretty dang educated in it. I'd say I have as much experience trading the markets as just about anybody. I mean, yeah, there's a few people that have done it more, but not many. I mean, I have a finance degree. I first placed a bet, because I did buy a call option in the late 1980s. So I've been doing it for coming up on 40 years. So yeah, maybe I should. Maybe I should stop all this sobriety talk and this mental health talk, and maybe drop the coffee. Maybe become one of the talking heads on CNBC. Maybe I should. Maybe it'd be fun. People say, hey, get back into finance or get back into real estate. Maybe my thoughts on the market are more compelling than my thoughts on sobriety or mental health. Maybe my audience would grow quicker if I had a niche. I don't know. Do I have the Robinhood app? No, I don't even have any money. By the way, I think the Robinhood app should be shorted for anybody that knows. What's that guy's name? He's got long hair. I mean, Robinhood has benefited from a crazy up market that goes up every day. And when everybody that's hopping on my show gets wiped out, and you will get wiped out, you're going to stop trading, and Robinhood's going to go the way of the Peloton. Have I ever seen James Taylor, the singer? The singer? Can I talk straddles, strangles, and covered calls? Well, covered calls are very easy to talk about. Strangles and straddles are just, buying a combination of options to capture the movement in between something. Specifically, do I remember what a strangle versus straddle is? No. But I know what they are. I don't exactly know how to take a strangle position, but I certainly know what covered calls and covered puts and shorten and all sorts of things are. Why are we going to get wiped out? I'm in index funds. What are you talking about? Well, then you're not trading. Bean among beans. Can I talk about efficient markets? Sure. I'll say this about efficient markets. I think the real estate market is far more efficient than most people know. I think most buyers think that they're going to find a great value out there. And what an efficient market is whatever asset you're talking about, its value is basically fully realized by the market. And in real estate, for instance, I think homes sell at the price they're supposed to. And that you're not going to look around and find some weird diamond in the rough by some home priced way below the market, because I think all the information is out there. And you got to move quick, and that's what an efficient market is, a fair value of the asset you're dealing with. G. Tortilla says, good morning, Captain Kenny. How are you? Index funds have went straight up, better than trading. But Ray said 80K in equity on my house in 2 years. But I'm telling you, everybody's hopping on. I'm telling you, I get it. You're all printing money right now. I understand. You're all printing money. Anybody that bought a house 3 years ago, put 10% down. You put 10% down on a house for $500,000. You put 50 grand into a home 3 years ago that was at 500 grand. That home's at 750-ish. So you put $50,000, and that $50,000 is now worth 300. Wow. It's easy. You buy an index fund 4 years ago, it's doubled or more maybe. No, it's not 3.5% raise. I used to watch a guy on YouTube called Stockmo. He's created thousands of baggie holders on, I don't even know what that all means. I don't know what that means. What I do know is I have 57 people watching. That's a pretty good audience on a Sunday morning. And I am talking the stock market. Do I know the rule of 72? Yes, I do. But your house price went up with everyone else's, so it's not like you can move because, well, I know, Mighty, but your bank account looks nice. I'm almost having, I apologize. Are you lucid or is lucent? I don't know. I'm having almost too many conversations. I'm trying to talk with 10 different people. Captain Kenny says, I'm a great public speaker and I should go further with this in some way. Captain Kenny, I think I am going further with this. I think I am speaking to the public. And I think I am going further with this by doing this. I think I've found a platform where I get to engage with people live and share my opinions and ignore other people's opinions whenever I want and drink some coffee and tell my opinions. And because I have strong opinions and they tick some people off, but I'm usually right. I really am. That's the damnedest thing and the charm about my show is I'm usually right. And you all know it. And if you disagree with me, that means you're probably wrong. Have I heard of the law of diminishing marginal productivity? I've heard of the law of diminishing marginal returns. Is that the same thing, Sean Simmons? You have a great, great talk show. Yeah, and it's growing every day. It is growing every day. Okay. Well, yeah, I've heard of the diminishing marginal returns. Yeah. It's almost like it's a quiz. You guys are questioning my financial knowledge. I appreciate that. I think I do seem to understand finance. Well, I hope so. I have a finance degree from a good school. I was in the markets most of my life. I like gambling. Will you be posting clips from this live? I certainly will. But I warn you, I'm about 5 weeks behind on my lives. I'm still, and I'll tell you what, I'm still posting clips from lives I did 5 years ago. Most brokers, realtors, advisors don't have a degree. Yeah, a degree's worth whatever it is. Yeah, in finance. Yeah, no, I know. Skip the last ones. This is new niche. Well, okay. When I edit this, the clips, will I finish the one I'm mid-editing or will I go to this one today? Okay, I promise all you watching, the next shorts and reels and TikToks that you see are going to be from this video. I'm going to not skip them, but I'm going to put those old videos on hold and see if we can find any fun shorts, reels, and TikToks from this video I'm doing today. So it's going to be all the freshest, newest content. Stop losses are huge with options. Then you never get wrecked. I totally disagree. I totally disagree on that. I think you're 100% wrong. I think you know you're betting your money. And if you're going to place a position, you're going to buy a put or a call, you know exactly what you're going to lose. You know, you have limited downside. So why put a stop loss on an option? You know, bet $1,000 or $10,000 on a position and it's either going to go way up or it's going to go to zero. And I'm okay with that. Inherently, when you buy a put and a call, you have a stop loss because you know it can go to zero. And it's amount you're willing to bet. You're asking how if you get stopped out. Because you don't place a stop loss on an option. You know what your stop is. It's zero, and you're okay with that. And you're okay with that. What's for breakfast? I don't know. Now, Ryan's trying to impress me with his knowledge. If the delta goes to 20 or lower, you should exit the trade. The Waco kids said they lived in Illinois all their life and they had enough, getting ready to retire up to Michigan. The UP, well, that sounds beautiful. That sounds beautiful. Have I ever considered getting my act together because this isn't it? I think it is. I think I have my act together. I appreciate you for your negativity, but I think my act is together. Okay. Thanks. Thanks, DA. We've talked enough about my thoughts on stop losses on options. You like them. I think when you buy a option, whether it be a put or a call, you know what your loss is going to be. You know what your downside is going to be. It's going to be your whole bet. And you're okay with that. And that's why you're doing it. You know, you don't, yeah, I just don't understand why, I'm willing to bet, let's say $1,000 that a certain asset is going to rise in a certain period of time. And if I'm wrong, the 1,000 goes to zero. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. Next, I'll be lectured on Bollinger Band. I don't know what that means. Rolex Explorer 2, probably early 2000s. My watch? No, it's a tag. It's a tag. I tell you, I got an interesting story about this watch. I bought it originally I bought it in, when did I buy it? In the 1990s. I figured, hey, it's not crazy expensive, but it looks nice. I don't know, it's all I need. I wore it. I loved it. It was all I needed. I hope I'm eventually buried with this, or some offspring takes it peels it off my body and says, hey, I always liked Grandpa's watch. That would be okay too. That might even be cooler. And I bought it and wore it and enjoyed it. And in the early 2000s, I had a neighbor, I'm pretty sure, steal it from me. We used to drink and smoke in my basement, and he went upstairs, thought he was going to the bathroom. And I went upstairs because he was gone for a while. And he wasn't on my first floor bathroom. He went all the way upstairs. And later that day, I discovered my watch was gone. And I can't believe it. My neighbor stole my watch. And he did. But I never had enough proof to really address it. I just looked at him going, I can't believe it. You stole my watch. He did. I know he did. But anyway, 15 years or so passed, and I always kind of missed my watch. And at this time, it was probably 2017. I was doing fairly well in real estate. And I was debating between buying an Apple Watch or a dressy watch. And I decided to go dressy watch, and I decided to buy the watch back that my neighbor stole from me in 2005. And I'm glad I did. Am I still friends? No, I'm not, Chip. It was really uncomfortable. I'm going to be embarrassed to tell you, I think he stole 2 of my watches. He used to tell me he would sell things on eBay. That son of a bitch stole my watch and sold it on eBay. I can't believe it. He really did. I always believe people won't steal from me. Generally, I leave my doors open and I'll be at Starbucks. Leave my wallet on the table and I'll go to the washroom feeling that nobody will steal from me. But a neighbor stole my watch. And once I had my car stolen. That was a kick to the Jimmy, I'll tell you that. I used to leave my keys in the driveway, in the car, out in front of my house. I was living in Naperville. I was in a nice area, just renting a home in a nice area. It had snowed the night before. And I walked out, and there was an empty spot on my driveway from where my car was. But there was no car. There was no car. And I looked and I said, where's my car? Did I park it somewhere weird last night? Did my wife move it? Somebody stole it. Took it on a joyride. Did various things in it. I kid you not. Snacked. And the biggest damage, it was found on the south side of Chicago a few days later. The biggest issue with it was that it smelled of various pot and had snacks in it, I kid you not. And while on the joyride, these guys rode through, I assume they're men, I don't know. I can't imagine a pack of women car thieves. Doesn't seem like a womanly thing to do. Drove through various tolls. And I think I had to call the toll company and say, hey, my car was stolen. It wasn't me. And because I don't think I wasn't driving through tolls and maybe had no money on my little thing. And I think I got fined for it. I had to send them the police report saying my car was stolen and it wasn't me. Noticed my Illini jacket. Where did you notice my Illini? Oh, the other day? Yeah, I graduated in 1990. Somebody, Lean, said they've lived in Lombard for 7 years. Well, welcome. Cannoli Jones says they hotboxed my car. I don't know what that means, Cannoli. But if you say so, they did. I do have an Illini jacket. I did graduate in 1990. I live in Naperville, Illinois. There was a big game. My Illini played yesterday and beat Michigan, which was cool. You figured I went to Wharton. Well, thank you very much. I actually turned down Harvard, Oxford, and Cambridge and selected. What does Tom Cruise say? Looks like it's University of Illinois and Risky Business. I don't know how many of you have seen Risky Business, but Tom Cruise in Risky Business was a fun-loving kid in the suburbs of Chicago that was trying to get into, I think it was Yale, to please his dad. It might not have been Yale, but it was an Ivy League school. And his grades weren't good enough, and decided he was going to go to U of I just the same. And it was kind of funny. Have I ever considered growing my head hair? No. No, I haven't. I mean, I've had head hair, but I have no desire to grow my head hair. Pete says he went to COD. Hey, I think COD is totally cool. I know a lot of people that go there. I think there's nothing wrong with going to a community college. I'm glad I went to University of Illinois. I'm glad I had the big-time school experience with huge basketball games and fraternities and parties and football games. But again, I don't think there's anything wrong with going to a community college. It's more affordable. College prices have gone crazy high. And if you can put together and get your degree one way or the other, even an associate's degree will look good on something, on your resume. I don't think, again, I wait tables, and I have a finance degree from a pretty good school. And you never know what you're going to do in life. You never know what you're going to do in life. But I think a degree is worth finishing because it shows a job hirer that you can start and finish something. A lot of people will end up taking a few classes but never finish it, and I don't think that does a whole hell of a lot of good for you because you're really not there to learn anything. You're there to show you can finish something. Love Chai says the university's become a racket. Pete wants to know which high school. I graduated from the Downers Grove North. I'm like Ohio State. The Downers Grove North. No, I graduated from Downers Grove North in '86. Love Chai, follow the live creator. Thank you so much, Love Chai. That's so much fun. You're Downers Grove South. Wow. You're from the wrong side of town, buddy. You and I both know that. You are a Mustang. Ever been a tour guide? No, I've never been a tour guide. I mean, I wait tables. I feel I'm kind of a guide through their dining process every night. I'm sharing a little bit about my life. No, I don't. I'm sharing a little bit about my life. And maybe guiding you, giving you a tour guide through life. Do I like my job? I do. I do. Effingham High, Waco Kid, 1984. Effingham is the place where that huge cross is. Effingham. That's Effingham, right? Or is Effingham the home of the Sweet Corn Fest? I don't remember. Is Effingham? Yeah, no, Effingham's where like the interstates connect, and it's got the huge cross. Was it a good shift last night? It was a great shift last night. And I only worked 5.5 hours, but it was the most efficient 5.5 hours I've worked at the restaurant, and it felt good. Felt good. I made a lot of money in a short period of time and was pretty much busy the whole time. And I struggled the last few weeks because the restaurant's been slow during my shifts, and I've done too much standing around, and I don't like standing around. And last night was real busy and real lucrative and felt really good. Hello, all. Hello, Maine. A lot of people hopping on. I'm kind of hungry. It's 8:20. I've talked for more than an hour. Talked for more than an hour. And I'm going to sign off here in a minute. Well, thank you, D-Blaze. I'm going to sign off here in a minute and say I had a really enjoyable show today. And want to thank you for joining today and following along in my little journey. What's for breakfast? Well, I know I think I might have eaten my peaches. I've been eating a lot of fruit and cottage cheese for breakfast lately and enjoying the heck out of that. And that's probably what I'm going to have today. I'm not sure. I think I might have eaten my last 2 peaches when I got home last night, so I might only have apples left. But I'm going to enjoy the heck out of those and eat some cottage cheese and try and get some protein. And don't know what my day holds for sure today. I do know I'm working later today. And I started this show by talking about how generally I spend my days running from spot to spot and might try and move a little slower today. And that might be the thought of the day. And I might not go to church today because I want to move slowly. And that'll be cool too. And I hope you guys are having a wonderful weekend. And I want to thank you so much for joining today and let you know I very much appreciate you hopping on and engaging and following along and liking the live and making it a fun show for me today because I enjoyed it. And I appreciate you. And yeah, I want to thank you for joining. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful Sunday. Hope you're having a great, great weekend. I hope you're excited about your day. I hope you are feeling good. I hope you are loving yourself. I hope you're forgiving yourself. And as always, I hope to talk to you soon. Bye-bye.